As part of scope of variable, the next topic that we are going to understand is name resolution. What we are actually going to learn in name resolution is that, so when you use a name or a variable or an identifier in a Python program, how it will be resolved internally. That is what we are going to understand. You will understand better when we discuss case 1 and case 2. Okay, just first let us first understand what do you mean by name resolution. Okay, name resolution, it's nothing but resolving a scope of a name. That is, when you access a variable from within a program or function, Python follows a name resolution rule known as LEGB rule. Okay, so the order in which the names are resolved. Okay, the rule name is LEGB rule. So what is L? L stands for local environment. That is, when there is a name, first it will check whether that particular name is defined within the local environment. If that name is available in the local environment, then it will uses that name. If that name does not exist in the local environment, then it will look for the enclosing environment. Okay, if it is not found in local environment, it will go for the enclosing environment. So what do you mean by enclosing environment? If you define a function within another function, okay, please try to understand, it is not just calling the function, it is defining the function within another function. Okay, in that case, okay, it will look for the enclosing environment. In the enclosing environment, if there is if that particular there is a variable with that particular name being defined, then that particular variable will be used. So if not available in the enclosing environment, then it will look for the global environment. Okay, so in the global environment, whatever the name that you're, so here name it's nothing but when you declare any variable, when you are trying to use a particular variable in a program, how it will be resolved, that is what we are trying to understand. So if it is not, if that particular name whatever you are trying to access, if it is not present in local environment and enclosing environment, then it will look for global environment. Okay, so if it is present in the global environment, it will use that name, that value. So otherwise it will go for the built-in environment. Okay, so in the built-in environment, is there any variable being defined with that name? Okay, so this is the order, the name will be resolved. Okay, so you may wonder why I need to understand this. There won't be any problem if you are using a different variable name in the different scopes. Okay, however, if you are using a same name in the different scope, what value will be used? To understand that, this particular LEGB rule will be very useful, right? Okay, so that is, if you are using a same variable name across multiple scopes, okay, so how that particular variable and values are resolved, to understand that you need to know the LEGB rule. First it will look for the local environment, then enclosing environment, then global environment, then it will go for a built-in environment. Now let us understand this concept with the help of an example. So now let us consider the case. So the case here is the same variable name in global and local scope. Okay, I am using the same variable name in local and then global scope, right? Okay, so now look at the function def. Okay, the function starts here. The name of the function is check. So inside the function I have declared the variable x and I am printing the value, and these are all the statements which are written in the top level statements. Okay, so first def header will be executed, the function header will be executed. After executing that, so it will come to this particular statement, that is x is equal to 20. Now x is defined and the value of x is what? 20. So while executing print x, what is the value of x? it is 20. So 20 will be printed. So after that you are calling the function. So when you are calling the function, the control will be transferred to the place. So here def check, right? Okay, so here the header executed. Now x is equal to 10. So here I'm having the variable with the same name. I'm using the same name. Now I'm initializing the value to 10. Okay, so this is the value that you are using. First it will check in the local scope. In the local scope, what is the value of x? It is 10. So print, when you give print x, what is the a value of x in the local scope? The value is 10. So that will be printed. After executing this particular statement, it will come to the next statement after the function call statement, which is print x. So here you have to understand, when you give print x, what value will be printed? Will it print 10 or 20? It will print 20, because here whatever the variable that you have used here it is in a global scope. In a global scope, the variable, it is having the value 20. Whatever the value x that you have created in the local scope, it will die immediately when you come out of the function. So this local variable x will no longer exist when you come out of this particular function. So here the variable here, so how I have to resolve? So here when you look for the global environment, so this is the variable in the global environment. So this variable cannot be accessed here in the top level statement. Okay, so when you print x, okay, so it will look for the, there is, even though this is a local environment, okay, this variable x, it will not come into picture here, right? Okay, so here when you say x, this is actually a global variable x. Okay, so the output of this particular program is, it is 20, 10 inside the function, and then 20 even after calling the function outside the top level statement, it is only 20. Now look at the another case. Okay, so here we are going to understand, use global variable inside a local scope. What if you want to use, I want to use the same variable name, okay, the same variable to be used inside the function also. Okay, if that is the case, then what you have to do is the same program here again, but inside the function you are saying global x. When you say global x, what will happen is, it will not create any new variable in the function scope. Okay, so here when you give x is equal to 10, in the local environment a local variable x will be created and it will be initialized with 10. So if you don't want to create any local variable, then you have to specify whatever the variable that I am specifying here, this is a global variable whatever available. Okay, so to say that, here you have to specify global x. So once you do so, so what you are doing after that, it will be, it is actually a global variable x. This is not the variable that has been created inside this function. However, this is the variable which has been already defined in the global environment. So here x is equal to 10 means that you are reinitializing the variable with the new value. So here in that case, so it will give you the output as, okay, so x is equal to 20, print x, it will give you the output as 20. So and then check, so in the check, what you are actually doing, you are giving the new value to the variable, global variable x. So that value will be printed. So after, even after coming out of the function, when you try to print the value of x, you are having only one x, that is a global variable x. Okay, so it will print the value of 10 only. Okay, so even though there is a possibility of using a global variable, you can with the same name if you want to use it. So the idea of global x, it should be avoided, because so if you want to use some variable inside the function, then it has to be defined and used only inside the function. So if you try to, if you change that, it will change it all over the program. Okay, so which should be avoided. Okay, but here we have given you for the understanding. Okay, if there is any case, if you want to use the global variable, right, okay, if you want to change the values inside function, then please go for this particular method. Okay, so this is what we have learned here. The last topic that we are going to understand in functions is mutable and immutable properties of a passed data to a function. Normally in other programming languages we have learned as call by value and call by reference method. However, it is not here in Python, so we have to learn it as mutable and immutable properties. Okay, so in Python, when we have learned about data types, there are two different types of data, which is mutable data and then immutable data. What do you mean by mutable? The values that can be changed in place, and immutable stands for the values that cannot be changed in place. So what are all the immutable data types? It is integer, string, tuple. Yes, okay, these are all immutable data type. So far in our function, whenever we call the functions with the parameters, so the parameters containing the values of integer, so integer or immutable data type. What are all the programs that we have discussed in throughout the session? Okay, all those are immutable data only we have used. Okay, so let us understand this in a point of immutable property. Okay, so look at this particular example, passing immutable type. Okay, so there is a function which takes one parameter. So inside the function you are changing the value of it, and then you are printing the value. So okay, and then these are all the statements in a top level statements. Okay, so num is a variable which is declared in a top level statement, and it has been initialized with the value 5. Okay, so here you are printing the value of 5, test of num. So when you do that, whatever the value that is present in num, okay, so that will be referred by the another name x. So here inside the function, if you do the changes to the variable x, it will not be reflected in num, right? Okay, so because so that is a different name, and this is a another name, it is in a global scope. Okay, so here what are all the changes that you do here, that will not be reflected here. That is what immutable type. Okay, so after test num, if you print the value of num, it is again the same, right? Okay, so here num5 calling with the value 5. So test num, so inside the function when you print the value, when you receive the value is 5, and then you are incrementing the value, and then after incrementing the value, when you print the value of x, it is 25. After coming back, whether the value, the changed value, whether it is reflected, no, it is not. Okay, so in other programming language, this method of calling the function, we call it as call by value. The changes that are made to the, this is a formal parameter. Okay, so it is not reflected back to the actual parameter. Num is a actual parameter, it is not reflected back. Okay, so this we call it as call by value method, or here in Python we have to call it as passing immutable type. Okay, so here after calling the function, the value of num remains the same, it will not change, the value does not get changed. Okay, now let us understand the same program with the mutable data type. Okay, so one of the mutable data type is list. Okay, the same program I am writing, however num, it is a list now, it is not only integer 5, it is a list 5. List is a mutable data type. Okay, list is a mutable data type. Okay, so now look at this carefully. Okay, num5 print calling with the value. So in num, what is the value present? So 5 gets printed. Test of num, so test of num, so here you are passing list as a parameter. So when you are passing a list, okay, so now x will also become a list, x is equal to num, then x will also become a list, x is a list again. Okay, so print inside the function, you are printing the value of x. What was the value in num5? So now it is 5. Okay, so that will be printed, and then x of 0 is equal to x of 0 plus 20. Why am I doing like this? Because so this is a list. Okay, so and what is the position of this particular number? It is 0th position. Okay, so you cannot write x plus 20. Why? Because only list can be added with another list. You cannot add a integer and a list. So I want to fetch the 0th position element and then I am adding the value. So when you do so, the changes will be reflected in place. So here num and x both refers to the same memory location. Okay, what are all the changes that are made to num, that will be reflected in x, and what are all the changes that you are doing in x, that will be reflected in num. Okay, ideally that is num and test both refers to the same list. Okay, so mutable data type, when you pass the mutable data type as an argument to a function, what are all the changes that are made to that formal parameter, that will be reflected back to the actual parameter. So here num is the actual parameter and x is a formal parameter. Okay, so here num is a mutable data type. When you pass a mutable data type, what are all the changes that are made inside the function, that will be reflected in the actual parameter, right? Okay, so here after calling the function, so the value is 25, it is not 5, because so num and test both refer the same list. Okay, both refer to the same memory location. Okay, so this you have to be very careful while passing what type of value, whether you are passing a mutable data or immutable data, right? Okay, so if it is when you pass a immutable data type, okay, what are all the changes that you made inside the function, that will not be reflected in the calling program or caller function. However, when you pass a mutable data type, what are all the changes that you made, that you make to the formal parameter, that will be reflected back to the actual parameter, right? So in today's session, we have learned about functions returning values, and then we have learned about scope of variables, and then immutable and immutable properties of a data passed to a function. Okay, so these are all the topics that we have learned today. Please practice programs involving different scopes, that is scope of a variable, which is a very important topic, and you will be come up with a lot of doubts if you really practice with some of the programs. Okay, so please do practice with variables having different scope, okay, to understand the concept better. Okay, keep learning, dear.